What's up, baby?
What's up, brother?
Bro, we've talked about trying to record episodes and bank them, but I've been, I guess, resistant to that only because I do enjoy it. I don't want to talk to you for let me back it up. I'd love to talk to you for 3 or 4 hours. We do anyway, but I do enjoy our weekly check-ins, bro.
I do enjoy the check-ins, man. I just
like doing it anyway.
Yeah, I like doing it anyway.
It's almost like I want to make it happen. I don't want to talk for 4 hours and not talk to you for 3 weeks. I don't
exactly
want to do that.
right. I like when if we can.
Let me say this too, because there's a lot of podcasts that do bank shows. And I fully understand, and I'm working through that with Street Tales. It's a little different platform because you're interviewing individuals, so it's not like a timestamp. It's their life, their story, so there is no time frame for it. But with 56, it's like a weekly check-in. Like what is nuts is you're like, it's only been a week, but a lot of shit can change, bro. Weekly basis, bro. Yeah, bro. Got promoted, did get promoted, gotta have a good case, had a shitty, life, personal. It's just, traveling. Yeah, bro. All the shit. So I don't know, man. I feel like you do understand, you get it, and we make it work every week. The days might change, but it's probably not great for consistently dropping an episode every, whatever day of the week, but whatever, bro. It's our fucking show. We do it.
Yeah, exactly. We do fucking this. No rules.
That's right, bro. We're going to attempt our hand at doing a little bit of promo stuff.
Yes.
Because I want to address a few things on this in the first part of this episode that have popped up from comments and commentary and stuff like that. But promo stuff. Street Tales Network, which encompasses Street Tales, 56'N, and soon to come. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. We're sponsored by Blackout Coffee.
Blackout Coffee, yes.
That's right. Which we've talked about. We've got promos for it, but we don't actually talk about it before every show. I drink Blackout Coffee every morning. I do enjoy it. It's actually good. I love their apparel. I'm not wearing it today only because Street Tales now has our own apparel.
Make sure you go get that, by the way.
100%. But Blackout Coffee, you go to blackoutcoffee.com and your code word, the code name or discount code, however they phrase it, is Street Tales. Get 20% off your first order. It does help us. It helps us grow. And I've had some input. We were talking about this before. Law enforcement, I'm not good at talking about myself. I don't do it. Even though we have a podcast, it's mostly me asking other people questions, but it's like you got to put yourself out there. You got to tell people what you need. We need money, bro. We need money for marketing because all this stuff is self-funded. So it helps us. It's a good product. We will never ever sponsor anything that we don't personally enjoy, even if it's not for everybody. We at least like it.
I like it. I'm actually on the pods right now, the blueberry.
Bro, I love the blueberry crumble, bro.
I have rushed through that. I'm down to 3, so I need to
Bro, it's also I'm up here in New England area now. The hot chocolate, bro. They have a hot chocolate thing. I've been crushing that. Yeah. I bring stuff to the office, dude. Bro, everybody loves the hot chocolate, bro. And you can even put it in your coffee. I'm just saying. Anywho, Blackout Coffee, but also StreetTalesNetwork.com. You can get our apparel. Now, the apparel side, that's not necessarily money for us because all proceeds go to Blue Cancer Connect. We're probably a little preemptive on this stuff like that. Whatever, dude. Like I said, it's our business. We're going to do with it what we want.
100%.
I'm going to have Vicky Speed, who's the CEO of Blue Cancer Connect. She's doing the Lord's work, bro, for law enforcement professionals all over the country. It's not just, hey, we have money, you have cancer, let's give you money. It's not just that. She's working on legislation. She's working on training, bro. She's doing a bunch of stuff, dude. Every agency's different. I'm like, God bless you. I don't have the energy levels for that. I have too much other stuff going on to go address all these things that are going on across the United States. She does. She has a passion for it. So I'm like, I want to support you and help you and push you as much as I possibly can. And as I grow, I want them to grow too. So preemptive, not preemptive, whatever you want to say, I'm a fan.
Yeah, she's definitely filling a significant void in the system.
Dude, the training part, I think, is just huge. Yeah. She's just like, look, we just want to tell people in basic training or the academy, whatever agencies allow, these are the things that could occur. These are the statistics. These are the things available to you. This is the cost to you preemptively before you get cancer that can help you, because once you get it, and it ties into the show because we have Adam's daughter had Lucy, unfortunately passed away from cancer. Vic Martinez, who we've had on the show, him and his wife both had cancer. Vic had his wife. So it's definitely a thing. And we did the mental health series on the suicide stuff for law enforcement. Cancer is another one, bro. Like that fucks your shit up.
Yeah, man.
It can mess your whole career up.
Yeah,
your life.
We've seen it at our time together.
Yeah.
We saw it, Dan Witt.
Yeah.
And his battle with it is courageous, for sure. I was actually surprised he was able to make it back to the levels he was able to make it back from. They're commendable, but it does. Yeah, it just said, not even like I said, just in general. I mean, it wrecks you, and it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch somebody you care about have to deal with that.
Dude,
it's a helpless feeling. Yeah, so I think the work she's doing is, as you put it, the Lord's work.
and more importantly, well, I gotta be careful with my words. Not more importantly, there's a lot of charities and avenues for you to support cancer research and all this other stuff, which I fully support. I am a little annoyed at cancer awareness. I think at this point we're all aware that it exists. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to knock another charity. She's not about that. She's just saying this is the reality we live in today.
Mm-hmm.
We want to help you. We want to help you as much as we can. If they can afford to pay all your medical bills, they will. I mean, all the way down to, listen, we just want to be able to go have a good meal with your family, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that's an aspect of the charity, that the foundation that she has, but also, dude, I'm telling you, the training and the legislation, like she is doing the fucking Lord's work, bro. She's pounding. She doesn't give a shit. And I know all proceeds go to that and not her. Cause her husband died from cancer, and she's like, I don't need anybody else's money. I have my own. I'm fine. This is something she's passionate about. And I'm like, fuck, let's go. Whatever I could do to support you, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Street Tales Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
This does help us because it helps us with this. Proceeds go back to Street Tales Network.
Yeah. So if you haven't bought your goddamn copy, go buy your fucking copy.
Let's go. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on StreetTalesNetwork.com. All avenues. Again, they all help us. They help us push the book. I'm proud of it, bro. I'm actually been getting good feedback from it.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it when it came out. I was like,
mm-hmm.
it was so exciting. And I was excited that it was published for like an hour. And then I was like, fuck, now we got to sell this thing.
Now the other side's selling it.
Yeah, bro. Now the other side's like, oh, great. Oh, shit. Now we got to sell it. But with that being said, we do this every so often, but books that we're reading, and if you have one, great. But I'd like to know. But I also have interviewed on Street Tales, Doc Simpson,
mm-hmm.
Mike Simpson. Little promo for Mike Simpson. He's also doing the Lord's work, bro. He's doing TAC medicine. He's doing all kinds of stuff down in Texas. But dude was an Army Ranger, Green Beret, and then he made it all the way to Delta, Bronze Star, V with Valor. He was on Delta as a doctor. So he'd already gone through med school, did his residency, and then came back and kept fucking putting in work, baby.
I like it.
And he wrote his first book was called Honed,
mm-hmm.
which is basically for men over 40 and how to stay in shape. But the dude is just an anomaly to me because he's super scientific, but he's also a creative.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working on a trilogy. The Last Dungeon Crawler is the first book of his first trilogy. In the last episode, he's like, I've already got 2 other trilogies he's got in his mind. I'm like, bro, when do you sleep, bro? When do you sleep?
That actually might help him sleep. He's got to get it out. You know what I mean? You got to get the ideas out. Yeah.
But BJ, look at this, bro. Look at that.
I love the baseball hat with the.
Well, it's a fiction book. It's well within my wheelhouse because
mm-hmm.
it's fantasy with elves and dwarves and goblins and all that shit and magic. But it's also modern day. So he loves his New York Yankees cap, the character
mm-hmm.
in the book. And it spans, thousands of years, that kind of a thing. It also ties into like current day settings, but they're still using magical items. It's fucking fascinating, bro. And when I was reading it, I did it on the Street Tales. I said,
mm-hmm.
when I'm reading it, it makes me think in my head of the last of Highlander. If you ever watched that, he goes, I did draw a lot of inspiration from Highlander. I was like, yeah, I was right. I'm a bit of a fiction nerd, but you can get The Last Dungeon Crawler on Amazon. Book 2 is coming out, Tears of the Dragon. That's book 2. Also on Amazon, you can pre-order. But I wanted to bring up Mike Simpson because I think it's well done, bro. Fiction is very hard to write. I'm a fiction nerd. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought my first book would be fiction until you sit down with your fucking pen and you're like, how do you create a world, a language, maps, characters? And then on top of that, a storyline. I was like, I'm going to table that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to table that, bro.
The book I'm reading, it's actually a book I've read. It's my 3rd time going through this book. It's 48 Laws of Power, right? And obviously you're very familiar with the book. But it's one of those things I like to kind of touch on everywhere. I probably should once or twice a year, right? But staying familiar with the laws and the lessons of that book, especially when I feel like
starting to slide a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like when I feel like life is in a transitional space or area, I try to like let me brush up on these things and make sure I'm playing checkers and not chess, and I'm moving correctly
Yeah.
in the direction I want to be moving it. So that's one. But I have ordered. So they reinvented. I think it's called not necessarily the Ultimate Universe, right? But it's like so they reimagined in DC some of the main characters, right? So they have a new Batman, they have a new Superman, new Wonder Woman, and a new Martian Manhunter. So I'm ordering them all the copies together so I can just go through it all at once.
Yeah.
The Batman one I'm excited to read because he's a normal guy in this one, right? So no money, but he's fucking huge. He's like 7 foot, whatever, 400 pounds, huge, right?
So he's a Viking. Got it.
Exactly, right. It's comic books, so everything's exaggerated. You know what I mean? But he's broke Batman, and he's broke Batman, right? So I'm like, ooh, I like this. So now he's just brute strength and his wit. I'm like, it's a nice revisited one. So the 4 characters each have something different about the origins of the characters. Retells the story. So I'm interested in kind of excited to go through those and kind of see how that comes out. See how long they'll adopt those and keep those going.
That'll be interesting. It's change of pace. I will say there's not a title yet that I'm aware of, but when we interviewed Lil on Street Tales, she was talking about an upcoming book she's actually excited about. Not that she's not excited about ours. It's just different. And her company, UN Publishing, their attorney is writing a book and it's almost done. And it's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. So his perspective on superheroes, meaning they saved the city, but they caused $20 million of damage. They smashed my car. They broke my arm. How do I get restitution? It's that perspective in the book.
Yeah.
And in the book, funny enough, from Street Tales with the QR code, she's like, that was an inspiration. So what they've done is they've cut promos. So they have like commercials for the different like law firms and stuff. And so you scan it, you can see the promo as it ties into the book.
Oh, nice. That sounds like
I was like, yo, this is great. This is amazing.
Like that was part of the plot for I think Incredibles 2. That's why
where they're like smashing and like you're
started suing them. Yeah, started suing them and they're like, hey, you guys
suing all the superheroes.
You guys gotta go underground. We can't afford this.
But that is a little reckless out here, bro.
That is interesting. It's gonna be that's interesting. I think
when it comes out, I'm gonna push it, bro. Well, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna push it. I was like, when she was talking about it, I froze on the podcast for like 2-3 minutes, bro. I was like, my brain, because they also talk about that in what's the TV series? I wasn't ready to talk about it. With Homelander. What is the Boys?
The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys.
Because they kind of, that's like the villains are all people who have been victimized because while they were doing it, they killed their loved ones or whatever happened, right? Yeah. More nefarious actions. And so it causes all that. And I said, that's such a great idea. Nobody's ever put pen to paper.
Yeah.
To
it's a
that thought process. Yeah, right.
Well, at least from that perspective, right? Yeah.
Yeah, from that perspective. Like you've seen it in shows or whatever, but I'm like, oh, fuck, that's great, bro. Well, a dude's already like, just the idea of it alone, he's already like hitting up Comic-Cons answering questions because they're like, I've always wondered.
Yeah, I've always wondered. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a fantasy, right? So you can just kind of go with it however you want.
do whatever you want.
This would be your recourse. You got to file title 417-C, superhero action, whatever, you can do whatever.
And that brings you back to not going to do anything. There you go.
That's going to be back to you're welcome. We saved you.
Yeah.
Even though we shattered your
Exactly. Stopped you from jumping off a bridge. You broke my neck. I didn't ask you to save me. Okay. All right, buddy. Okay.
Shit, man. All right. So this was some commentary from some of we've actually recorded quite a few 56 episodes, but some commentary has been, who the fuck are you guys and why should we care? And it made me think we've talked about each other and we've expressed that on Street Tales, but I went through, I don't think we've ever done that. We've made hints and reference.
Yeah.
But we haven't done it on 56. So we'll take a few minutes. I'll go first, but it's not so much who are we. What we talk about is things that we've learned from. So I'll speak for myself on this one. I have the unique ability to learn every single lesson the hardest way possible. That's just what I do. Even in the process of doing it, I'm like, why am I doing this way? This is so difficult. And we want to share advice on how to maybe avoid that. But I'll give you my little CV.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Hillsborough County Sheriff's Deputy. I was a trooper. I was a special agent for the Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently a federal agent. Graduated from Tennessee State, played college football, HBCU. I got my master's degree at USF. So those are my bona fides, so to speak. Married and divorced. I have 2 children, 19 and 17. My son is a Marine, currently on his way to Japan. My daughter's graduating senior year of high school. So these are the experiences that I glean from.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the worldly thoughts I have, I guess, were gained in the last 7-8 years in my time with the Secret Service, traveling around not only the U.S., but traveling to many countries all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's still some bucket lists. I've never been to Ireland, never been to Scotland, never been to Israel, never been to Russia, never been to China. But I think I've hit every continent besides Antarctica. Okay, the hidden zone where exactly, conspiracy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I've hit, I believe, every continent. I don't know how anybody would fact check me on that, but I'll think through that part. I have a wide array of friendships and associates, not just law enforcement, but, military, all branches of the military, many different types of federal agencies, not just, again, law enforcement, but, analysts and administrative and staff. And also I've been in the same room and listened to planning
presidents, bro.
Presidents, kings, world leaders, extraordinarily wealthy individuals, listening to them talk and campaign and plan things through on how they're going to implement, whatever it is. So I've been there. Again, none of these people would know who the fuck I was. So I'm not sitting here saying I have all these relationships with all the most powerful people in the world. I'm not saying that. I've gleaned things just through those experiences, including the Pope and many cardinals and also religious side. So that's where a lot of my thoughts or opinions come from. And sometimes why I hesitate to fully flush out something, because there's just so much to it, especially in a world today where everything, if it doesn't fit in a hashtag, nobody gives a fuck. Pretty much. They don't care. They don't want to listen to you ramble on for 3 hours on why social media is good or bad, or video games are good or bad, or whatever the fuck it is. But I'm on this podcast now, FiftySixi'N, and we talk about a wider range of things, but we pull from a wide range of experiences that we both had.
Yeah.
And lastly, BJ, because you always laugh, I grew up in a fucking trailer park, dirt fucking poor. I had never had anything ever handed to me. So I feel like I can speak to a wide array of people who listen and they get it.
No, I'm a little bit.
I know it shocks you every time I bring that up.
I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit more of an efficient speaker.
Yeah.
Florida guy, Tampa, Florida, raised here. I've been at the office 14 and
11 years or 12, bro. I can't
14.
remember. 2011.
14.
Oh my God. Yeah.
14 and a half. 15 is the big difference.
Tip of the cap, bro. I've never stayed anywhere longer than 7. So you got me.
Right. So been there for a while. Been a FBI certified bomb tech for 6 years now. My second recert next year. So that's a big deal.
Slightly jealous, but continue.
Don't be. Sarah, graduated at Cookman, HBCU, Hellcats. Got my master's degree, St. Leo. So I don't know. I think a lot of my thought process is probably, and two, say people like, why did you guys start the show? But this is what we were already doing. This is this is how we developed and built our friendship over time, because this is what the kind of shit we were doing. We would, sit and talk. We've already gone over why the show is called 56'N, but we literally would be 56'N and just talk about some of everything, right? It could be work, it could be, relationships, it could be, we literally talk about any and everything. So it's not necessarily that we have this platform of speaking from a sense of authority, right? But this is just kind of what we do. So it's, if you're interested, thank you. Thanks for supporting and, welcome. And if not,
and subscribe.
You have to go like, share, subscribe, go follow.
I hate that these things are so important, but they are. I'm not good at it. I'm trying to get better.
On the other side of it, 39, I had never been married, no kids. We'll get into that part a little bit later. But I think I do have a wide array of perspective, right? I don't know if you said this, or somebody else said this about me, but I have the ability to, and in most relationships, I am usually the calm one, in my friendships and romantic relationships. Usually the one that's a little bit more calm and reserved. Kind of keeps the vibe a little bit more even keel. Even in life, I think I have the ability. I have the ability to kind of see more than one way of thinking, right?
Yeah.
So I'm usually the one that's maybe the voice of reason in most cases, but I still knock you the fuck out. So don't get it twisted.
There's a line.
Exactly, there's a line. I'm still a man, so don't take my quiet and my soft spokenness for weakness. I'll still fuck you up.
That's right. I will say this. I've had friends of mine and family and, partners of mine tell me it's frustrating because, one, I have horrendous ADHD. I'm on meds for it, but still I have the ability to try to overthink. Mm-hmm. I'll just call it what it is. I overthink but I can see multiple different points. And so sometimes it takes me a while to respond or respond in a coherent manner. I ramble a lot because I'm thinking while speaking, which is never good for me. But I want to just let other people know it's frustrating for me too. Like I know what's happening while it's happening, and I'm getting frustrated while it's happening.
We're all going through
Because
this
it's
at the
like,
same time.
dude, especially when somebody asks like a deep question, it's like there's a lot. That's not a short answer, and sometimes that's what people want. They just want a yes or no, and I'm like, I don't have the ability to answer that way.
Yeah,
I just don't. It's not physically. I am incapable of answering it in a short one or two word answer. I just can't. I have to like think it through, especially if it's something important. But all right, I think we're good on that.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to do is switch gears a little bit, but this isn't original to us, but I saw it on some short or whatever, and they were talking about the difference between like and love, and I believe it was the Dalai Lama or something like that, and how they responded, but it hit me and it stuck with me. Things stick with me for a few days. Again, overthinker. What's the difference between like and love? And the individual responded, if you like a flower, you'll pick it so you can have it.
Mm-hmm.
If you love a flower, you'll nurture it. You'll care for it. And again, simple response, much better than I would have given. But then automatically my brain went whoop, and it went into careers, professionalism, your own, yourself, your children. Like this is why it's encompassed my thoughts for the last few days. What are your thoughts on that? Well, one, do you agree? Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. I think it's a eloquently put answer, right? I think that especially just in a couple recent years, relationally, romantically, I think when you actually love something, right, you want what's best for that thing, right? In the sense of going back to the flower, right? You're not going to pick the flower and take it with you everywhere. So you're going to leave it. You're going to do what's best for the flower to grow and reach its full potential and nourish it, right? Yeah. So you can't pick it. If you pick it, it's going to die, right? Or you want to take it home with you so you can look at it, right? But that's self-serving in essence, right? I think like versus love I think like is more of a descriptive word as opposed to love being a verb, right? So love requires something from me, and that's usually not always in my best interest, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, well, I love something that's like, what's best for that thing, right? If we'll switch it over to.
Let's make it relationally, bro.
We'll make it relationally, right? So it's like, hey, if I love someone and I see like, hey, if you make it seem like I'm in your way or like I'm hindering you from something, right? From experiencing the life you want to have, or I'm not giving you what you need, and you feel like you can get it from somewhere else, then why would I? If I care about it, if I really love you the way I say I do, I want what's best for you. I want you to have what you think is best for you, what you need. So I don't think it's proper to stand in the way of someone who wants something that I may or may not have the ability to give them, right? As difficult as that may be, right? That's not, I think, when you love something, it's not necessarily self-serving.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And that's tough when your ego gets in the way, right? Because it will seem like, oh, well, you don't love me back. And I'm like, well, and this probably took me a while to see this in a different way and to process it in a different way, right? Yeah. I was like, but I think there's people who don't like themselves and don't love themselves, and you can sometimes see it in the way that they operate, right? So it's like they're looking for the validation from external forces or external things or other people, even not necessarily even just romantic relationships, right? But just it could be friendship, it could be social media, it could be whatever. It's like as someone who has been developing and working on loving themselves better and liking myself. Again, two different things. Liking myself, loving myself, right? I want to work on both of those things. Looking at some of my past actions and past thought processes, be like, ooh, maybe that wasn't the best thing for me. I was acting out of what I thought was love for others, right? But it essentially ended up being a detriment to myself, So I understand the sentiment of the flower. I think is perfect in that sense.
So yes, and let me say this: maybe not make it an intimate relationship, because we could talk about that. Like if a dude likes you, he'll sleep with you. Doesn't mean he wants to marry you. That might be a dangerous path. Yeah. Let's talk about just like friendships, and there's a difference, right? If I like you, that means we can hang out. We'll have a good time. Yeah, dude, I like that dude. Yeah, he's great. If I love you, that means I'll be there when you're going through some hard shit. I'll help you move from your house.
Exactly. I'll be inconvenienced. I'll be inconvenienced.
To me, that's a love thing, bro.
Yeah, I'll be inconvenienced for you.
Yeah, bro.
If I love you, right? Well,
yes.
I think that's a big thing too. When you're, and I was, it's funny. Well, I was just reading, and I think I posted it on my other page or whatever, right? But I've been thinking about time, right? And it's the only thing, not the only thing. It is the most valuable thing that we have, and it's the only thing that you can't replenish, right? I look at time. If I'm giving you, or not actually giving you time, if I'm sharing my time with you, that's a big thing, especially when you finally, I put it this way, when you grasp the concept of time and how important it is and what it means, and you start to share that, and the other person that you're sharing it with understands that, that's a beautiful thing.
You know what? That's very interesting you say that. So I'll lay out a couple different scenarios. We'll say a wealthy individual is $1 million plus, gives you money. Is that it's hard to put a value on that, right? Because it's like, okay, it's subjective, right? But if a dude who's broke gives you his last few dollars to help you, you see what I'm saying? But let's flip it up. If you meet somebody who doesn't really have shit going on, bro, whatever that means, I'm not going to mean anyone in their time, and they have all this time to give you. Is it the same as somebody who's like, look, I work 12 hours a day. I work, I basically, I have shit going on for 16 hours a day, and I either want to share that time with you, or I'll give you what few limited hours I do have dedicated to you and not anybody else but you. See, it's a subjective thing. It's very interesting, bro. Let's not flush that idea. It just popped in my head when you were talking about that, because I know your schedule, and I still tell you I think it's crazy. You do too much, but it's your schedule. It's your life. And I tell another man how to live his life. And I think we've talked about it before. Like, it's very hard to have a relationship with that type of schedule. But if the understanding is like, you're getting all the free time I have, and I want to give it with you, and I want to share it with you, not just for me, but with you, that means a lot, bro. Because there's a lot of other stuff you could be doing. Fuck, you could be sleeping.
Exactly.
Listen, the time that I usually sleep is because I love you.
Exactly, right? And I'm like, I've said this in romantic relationships before. I was like, listen, I'll drive an hour just to have 5 minutes with you, because that's the level of how much I care and want to see you and value the time that I get with you. It's like, I'll drive an hour for 5 minute hug, say less, or 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, like that, but that's how I look at how important the time is. Like, to me, that is a very big gesture, as opposed to, like you said, like, oh, I could send you, like, it's like I could send you flowers, or I could bring them to you.
Yeah.
I'd rather bring them to you.
Yeah. Share that moment with you.
Share the moment. Sure. You know what I mean? So it's like, so I think, to me, right, I think that's the biggest thing versus liking someone versus loving someone. It's like, if I like you, there's plenty of people that I like. Yeah, so yeah, but I'm not going to be inconvenienced for you.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference.
I try to tell people that all the time. I like people I work with.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
have worked with. Yeah, sure.
I'm not covering the shit.
Yeah, but exactly.
Exactly. I'm not writing that sex bath for you. No. You got to write that. No. Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to do that.
No.
Yeah, we'll just outline it.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
Well, like I said, I think they got really good feedback on the short miniseries that we did. We'll have to start doing some more of those or follow up on that. But I was thinking about some of the stuff, and I think some of the things that you earn as a man, right? So we'll just go over the list, right? So one of them is, and this is just a short list. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot more.
Respect, confidence, status, and we'll throw in for a ringer, people listening, sex as well.
Yeah, you got to earn that, bro.
So, respect, right? I'll go to the first one. So respect. I think respect is people say you give it. I say, yeah, you do. I was like, but you still have to earn that in a sense, right? I think people were, so I think when people were there, when they're saying, you got to give respect, I'm like, yeah, that's just common courtesy in most cases, right?
Yeah, it's not actual respect.
It's not actual respect.
I'm not disrespecting you to your face off the rip.
Right? It's like this common courtesy, you're feeling it out, right? Yeah. It's like, but that's, again, I say, yeah, you earn some of these things over time, right? So I think respect as one of them, right? So that's through your actions, through your integrity, through things you display and show.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about a different thing offline, and we'll say, as an example, like there's some leaders who I respect because of the resume, because of the things that they've done, because of what they've displayed over time, right? Versus other people in positions where it's like, it doesn't really hit the same coming from you as it does from that guy over there, right? Perfect example, I know we name drop him all the time, is somebody like Sharo, right? Who will always have my respect as a leader, as a man, as an intellectual human being, right? Like just, please, not that he needs to, right? But he's definitely earned my respect over time, because just
100%.
Just in talking to him and lessons that he's given us, talks, wisdom, things that he doesn't have to do, right? He's always willing to kind of just drop a nugget, drop this on you. So that's, I think respect is a big one but I think you have to earn that. And I think people are just initially they're like, oh, you got to give it to give it. No, that's not true.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, just because I didn't disrespect you to right off the rip doesn't mean that I respect you.
Exactly. That's usually more of a sign of me respecting myself than respecting you.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually either self preservation or just because
Mhm.
I'm attempting to be a decent human being.
Exactly.
I'm trying to control the monster inside me, bro. Yeah. No, for sure, bro. What do you mean by status? I have my own thoughts, but what do you mean by that?
So I guess this comes from more of like your, uh, they say, what's the term? A man's man, right? So your status amongst other men, right? That's not
Okay. Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily have to do with your money or your
No,
material things. There's nothing to
no,
do with
it
that, right?
doesn't.
Nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's like, so your status among other men will be something that, again, you have to earn, right? So it'll be like, oh man, he's the richest guy in the room, but yeah, we also think he's a piece of shit. So we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, so, I was like, oh yeah, well, again, he's the richest guy in the room. Yeah, I also think he's a bitch. What is that? You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's in charge. It says who?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? But go ahead.
The
No,
perfect
go ahead.
example of this was and I love this scene. I know you love it too. Is the Bane thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Where the guy's like, he's like, I paid you money. He's like, and this gives you power over me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Bro.
in charge. It's like, do you feel in charge?
Do
So
you
it's
feel
like,
like you're
do
in
you
charge?
feel in
Yeah.
charge? Right? So it's that sentiment of like, that guy
Yeah.
thought because he had the money he's paying, he had a higher stat, so it's like, bro, hold up. It has nothing to do with it, with anything.
Yeah.
You kidding me? But that's what I mean.
Dude, I got two things. One is a buddy of mine. The other one is Ninja Turtles. This is what jumped in my head. I don't know if he wants me to say his name on here, but good buddy, you know who he is. Lives in Texas, has 4 kids. They're all super athletes, but he's also, I'm trying to get him on the show one day, bro, but he's doing his thing. Love him to death. But he said something one time. This was like 15 years ago, but he said it's really difficult for me to basically have someone basically receive guidance or mentorship from someone whom he doesn't respect.
100%.
Meaning this person is at the top of their game. They know exactly what the fuck they're talking about. They've done it with excellence, whatever. But if he doesn't respect him as a man, he's like, it is almost impossible for me to like get anything out of that guy. He was almost posing it as like as flaw that he had, but it stuck with me all these years because I was like, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Just because you've attained a certain level or whatever, just okay, I can appreciate that. But if I don't respect you as a man or as a human being, how the fuck it's almost like just because you've done this thing to excellence, the rest of your life doesn't speak to that.
Yes,
it's like a well-rounded.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have similar thought process on that. Right. I usually don't seek guidance or advice from someone who hasn't been where I'm trying to go. Right. So it's like I don't consult relationship problems with my single friends.
No, that's just a terrible idea. Anyway.
It's a terrible idea, right? So I don't consult, buddies who can't outlift me. Like I'm not asking you, like, hey man, what do you do for your child? Like to be fair, you know what I mean? Like, if I feel like, and again, I think this is what he said. Like if I don't feel like you have bested me or attained something higher than the level that I've done on my own, then it makes it difficult for me to. But I think what he's saying, and I get it. I think it's just kind of like, for me, it's just like, it's just woven in there as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all encompassing. Yeah.
It's all encompassing, right? So it's like, not to make it about work, but there's multiple levels of supervisors, right? We'll say in an agency, right? There's, 50 sergeants or however many lieutenants or whatever, right? I was like, they're not all equal.
No.
Right. And I wouldn't.
And the thing is, everybody knows that, but you're not really allowed to say it.
Right. So I wouldn't seek advice from. And there's a story here, right? And we'll obviously keep names out of it because, whatever, right? But we had a situation where a certain supervisor wouldn't sign our CRA.
Yeah.
Right? For whatever
reason.
For whatever reason, right? But that person, I would never go to that person, even though they were a supervisor, and be like, hey, can you teach me about, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, I'll go to someone like Sheriff Rowe, who I actually respect as a leader, as a human being, as a man. He has my respect. I'll go to him and ask him before coming to that other guy and asking, because I don't really respect you as a man.
As a man.
As a man, too, as the level that you're at.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how you got there, but just because you're there don't mean shit.
I mean shit. And I do have to tell this shit when it comes back to the status thing, right? I think, and I say that shit to people at work all the time. I was like, listen, in the room full of whatever, right? It could be billionaires. It could be, it could be whatever, right? Just we're in a room just amongst, I'll say men for the sake of the conversation, right? It could be fucking goddamn Bill Gates. It could be, I don't know, fucking Mike Tyson. It could be whoever, right? Just amongst men. I'm like, listen, first of all, everybody does this. All men do this, right? You're sizing up the status of whatever room, right? And in most cases, in most rooms that I'm in, it's not a challenge or it's not whatever, right? It's like, but I'm confident in myself and my abilities, or whatever room I'm standing in, especially in most workspaces. I was like, first, it's like, and I say this, you can't whoop my ass.
Yeah.
First and foremost. So let's just start there at a base level, right? Let's not try to throw and I think this is where the status thing kind of gets thrown around like it matters. I think this is what he means or what I mean too, right? It's like, oh man, I could be in the room with as a master deputy, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, first and foremost, we're all men in here. Let's just start there.
Baseline, we're all men.
Baseline, let's just start here. I was like, what I mean? Just because you're whatever, have a higher rank or title than I do. It's like that doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah.
So that might mean something to you. If we strip all this away, now let's rearrange this.
Now let's talk.
Let's talk. You feel what? Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that ties into confidence too, because to your point, we've talked about this already, so I'm not asking to rehash it, but this is why physical fitness, whatever that means for you, but it does give you a confidence. And I'm actually going to put in there some sort of combat, meaning martial art or whatever it is, the ability to defend yourself and defend others. It gives you a confidence. Doesn't matter the room you're in, bro. Doesn't matter where you're at. People can, in other men specifically, sorry for the preamble. We've also talked about this. There's several women I would go to fucking war with, bro. I've seen them choke motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't bet. So it's not a male female thing, but it's a confidence thing, and people can recognize that on you regardless. And also they can be intimidated. I was actually recording an episode last night with Lee Witek, it makes me laugh because me, Lee, and Vic were on there. Vic is a smaller stature guy, but again, SWAT dude, breacher, K9, like I'm not, it has nothing to do with that. He can defend himself. He can fuck up everybody in the room. That's fine. He describes Lee as a giant. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", 250, and I'm like, I'm 6'5", 300, bro. Like it's just, there's sizes, right? Yeah. But they talk about, just your mere presence as a bigger individual can make supervisors or superiors feel less than. And we laughed a little bit. I don't think we recorded it. I have to go back and look at it, but we were talking about how even in my own professional life, I've had several supervisors be like, he tried to intimidate me with his size. I was like, bro, I was standing on the other side of the room and I never raised my voice. I'm sorry, I'm bigger than you, bro. It has nothing to do with it, but it's a confidence thing, right? Yeah. And that's a good point. But when I was writing it down, thinking about it, so there's a guy following on TikTok. It's like higher wellness up or something like that. I had to see it stuff. But he made a good point. And there's a lot of people, and I saw this on a different reel, I think one time too. There's people who lack self-confidence and lack self-esteem because they don't keep the promises that they make to themselves. Yeah, it's good, bro. Right? So it's like you lack confidence because it's like you're not confident in yourself because you're not doing the things that you told yourself you wanted to do, right? Yeah. So confidence is built by small wins over time, right? Yep. That's how we build in a sense of like sports is a good one. Or it's anything in life, right? It's like, the first time you do it, you're not going to be confident because you're unsure, right? You're unsure, whatever. It takes time to develop the skill. It takes time to develop your comfort level, whatever you're doing. So confidence comes from doing. Experience comes from doing, right? So that's another thing. There's people who are just talking. I was like, show me, right? It's like, I can hit 315 for 10. Like, just don't show me. Yeah. Don't talk about it. Be about it. It's like, don't talk about it. Be about it. Let me see. Let me see. Right. And then I won't have to, if you just show it to me, I won't have to question it. Easy. So that's what I mean when I was thinking about it in that terms of like confidence of like, you have to earn that, even if it's with yourself. I think obviously it starts with yourself, right? No. But even then, for other people to feel confident in you, you have to display that over and over and over again over the course of time. Even with something as simple as I say simple, right? The concept is simple of like trust, right? Another thing, we can throw that in there too. No, trust is another thing that has to be earned, right? You can
it's nothing to bury, but you have to build that. It's something you have to build over time by doing what you say you're going to do, showing up when you say you're going to show up, and being consistent. It's just you have to earn that.
Yeah, for sure. I will say I've hit a weird thread on my algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of things popping up where talking about consistency, basically. I guess there's a lot out there, but it is what it is for this week anyway. It's basically these timelines of these men that were very out of shape. A lot of them overweight. Not necessarily all of them were fat, because some of them were just like real tiny. And they're like showed their course of work over like 5 years. I'm sure everyone's seen these things, and how now, again, they're not all turned into bodybuilders, but how that work and that dedication and how, dude, it changes almost their entire personality and their demeanor.
Yeah.
Because they show video or pictures of how they were before, and you can see, I don't know how to explain it. It's just that, they're kind of shrunk in. They just, not very, and then you see them, they're like dressed nice. They just have a different confidence about them.
You can see it. It's
consistent wins.
Yep.
Yes, bro.
Yep. 100%.
But before we move on too far, Ninja Turtles, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're talking about respect, status, confidence, all these things. Master Splinter, bro. He was a giant rat, but the turtles were way bigger than him. And for all intents and purposes, sticking to the show, bad motherfucker. They're dominating everybody. And the point I'm getting to is this: they all respected him, but you would see like Raphael, Leo, like all of them, right? Michelangelo, Donatello. Just people don't think I don't know who the fuck they are. Don't question me about my Ninja Turtles. But there would be moments throughout either the comic book or the series, or whatever, where they would kind of check him or push back on him.
Challenge,
and every now and again, he'd have to. This is why. On the one. So it's also that, you also have to sometimes, familiarity breeds contempt, right? You get too close to somebody, you start being like, is that motherfucker who he says he is? I got to try, so every now and again, you got to reestablish why,
as I say,
why you earned that status.
Yeah. I assert my dominance real quick. It's like, hold on, man.
I will say, I've talked to a few parents on the street tail stuff, and they're like, to their kids, and I am a product of that, right? It's like talking to my kids. I'm like, I'm trying to tell them something. They just blow it off. And then it's like, do you understand like who my friends are, who your uncles are? These are bad motherfuckers, and they're friends with your dad. Like they call me for advice, and like we talk, like I've done some shit. I'm trying to help you. And it's almost like they just don't see what's right in front of them.
Yeah, but your dad.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's like in my area of expertise, I feel very confident in it, and they just kind of like, yeah, but you're just dad. Okay. All right. Okay.
You're like, guys.
Oh yeah, no, it was Mark Efron, bro. He's the one that pointed out. He's like, I'm counseling these other men, professional athletes, CEOs. Like, I'm giving you the same advice, and they're just like, okay, you're just dad though.
Yeah, it's like, but what?
I'm trying to help you. You have it for free. I'm giving it to you for free.
Yeah, you literally don't have to do anything. You have the behind the scenes. Like, you what?
You have the gift of your dad being here, trying to help you with stuff. Oh, bro, I can't wait for you when you have kids, bro. These are going to be fun. But not last thing, but last of the list, sex. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Earn sex.
Yeah. So I think we've always, and then we've talked about it, and I say this, I think I've told Alec this too. So, hey man, you do know that sex is a gift to you, right? I was like, it's a gift. It's like, because, for the people talking, we're not talking about, taking it from a woman. I was like, obviously,
no, bro.
Obviously,
you don't need the whole preamble. Yeah.
Like, it's raping, that's wrong, and it's not what the fuck we're talking about, right? So we're talking about idealistically how this goes, right? I was like, it is a gift. She is giving you something as a gift. In most cases, she's already decided whether she's going to give it to you. Now, you just have to not fuck it up. But again, it's like you have to earn that through, the type of man you are, your physique, you're nice, if you're generous, if you treat her well, of all the, say this on here, right? I was like, of all the fair relationships that I've had, they can never say I treated them badly. I've never treated them badly. I don't raise my voice, I raise my hands. I always feel safe, I always feel protected, and I've always been invited back multiple times.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So, not perfect, but I've always been invited back. But that speaks to of earning that, right? It's like, so you have to, that's another thing where I feel like, I can buy it. You can't buy that. It's like,
no, it's not the same, bro.
Like, if you can buy it.
Not that I've ever done it, but
I've never bought it, but I'm like, I just feel like it wouldn't be the same if you had to like buy, like, she don't really like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different. It's a different vibe.
It's different. It's 100% different.
Again, Kevin Samuelson, RIP. Love that dude. I know he caused a lot of chaos, but he was like, women control sex, men control relationships.
Yeah, I think it's a good equalizer.
It's so basic, but people go, I was like, tell me how it's wrong, bro.
No.
I listen, I didn't come up with that. I just agree with it.
Yeah.
I think it hits. There's an order to things, and I think that's one of them. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll skip around a little bit because I think this ties in, not the sex part, but it ties into the other things. Tie into how. This is a question for you. I'm assuming. How am I being perceived?
Yeah, man. It's
39, never been married, never had kids. Is that the genesis of the question?
That's the genesis of the question, right? So it's I think when you on the surface level, right? Surface level, you were just saying like a descriptor, right? Like, oh man, he's 39, never been married, no kids. It's like, I guess it's like, damn, is that a red flag? Or because again, it's not that it's not explainable, right? Because if you're like, once you explain, you're like, hey, it's not for lack of trying. This is my dating history. This is this. This is this. This is this. This is the reason why I don't have children. It's probably good. And I was like, I never married, so no, I don't have kids out of wedlock. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad about that one.
That's very interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so no, I don't have children because I've never been married.
Yep.
But other than that, it's like, it's not for lack of trying. So it's like, I'm not opposed to it. So I was like, once it's one of those things where obviously you can kind of explain it away, but like surface level, I'm like, am I being perceived in a way that's, I guess, not favorable, like a red flag,
Well, obviously I can only answer this as a man.
I
don't know how females will view it, but what I can glean, or I guess surmise, just from my experiences and exposure, I think it actually makes you more desirable. But it just depends on hold on, let me overthink my words for a minute. It depends on the age range. Women in their 20s have so many more options, right? But they typically are looking for, and this is why it's just kind of, we're going to get hated on by older women, and I'm sorry, but younger women like older men because they're established, they're kind of set in their place.
Mm-hmm.
They have earned status, respect. They typically have confidence. And when I say, not that it's all about money, but like, you don't have to worry about them paying their car note or their house note. You know what I mean? Like, they're established in what they're doing. It's almost like if someone was window shopping, it's like, this is my life. This is who I am. There's not really going to be a lot of changes. I'm trying not to overgeneralize, but there's not going to be a lot of changes. When someone to meet you, this is who I am. They can look around and say, this is who BJ is. It's not like when you were 20 or 21, and it's like you had the whole world ahead of you and you're like, I don't know which direction the motherfucker's going to go. You're kind of set in the lane that you have, and you've established a routine, right? And they can either be a part of that routine or choose not to. Fair, right? So I don't think it necessarily is seen as a negative. Unfortunately, I think if the roles were reversed, it is. And again, I'm speaking as a man. There's no hate. There's no hate being here. I'm just giving a perception. I know this is going to go over like a ton of fucking bricks, bro. But I'm trying to be careful. But to your other point about not having kids out of wedlock, that is a huge one. I can tell you that right now. Because funny enough, that's not very common either.
And I'm starting to realize that.
It's not as common as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been married. Of course I don't have kids. That's not a normal thing to say these days. Just because one's true doesn't mean the other one. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's kind of wild to me. Like, you have kids? I'm like, no.
I just told you I was never married. Yeah,
never married.
I'm telling you, it's not a normal thing. No, I was responsible. I was responsible, mature, and I didn't do those things because I wasn't married yet. I don't know how it could be perceived as a red flag. I don't know. If it is, I don't know how to fix that because no, of course I don't.
Like I said, I was like, yeah, when you say it and you explain it, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, but like some percent, like, wait, you don't. No, it's like, oh, no one wanted to keep you, and I'm like, I don't think that's the case. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, girls aren't in charge of. I said, girls, women are not in charge of that. So you're asking the wrong question here.
Yeah.
It'd be. I guess it sounds terrible. It'd be different if it'd be like, oh, the girls I was in relationships never let me outside with them. Wait, what? Like they never wanted to. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fair.
And then I think it'd be if it was the opposite way. A girl, 39, or I'd be like, oh, I'm so, and I say this all the time. I see it on Instagram and Reels or whatever, where like women will present themselves in a certain way, and I'm like, I'm like, well, if you have to continuously tell me that it's good and nobody wants to keep it, it's probably not good.
And listen,
I'm like, nobody wanted to marry you. No one wanted to keep it.
Well, there's also a thing that there's people. I hesitate to dig into these things, bro, because it's just danger zones. But I've seen things on social media. I'll phrase it this way, where like there's like tallies of like, oh, I've had 8 men propose to me. I've been engaged 7 times. It's like, are you, I don't understand.
Yeah,
Is this
I understand.
I don't understand what's happening. Like, it doesn't ring in my ears like a positive thing that seems very negative, but they're presenting it as like, oh yeah, all these dudes wanted me. I got all these engagement rings. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Like, that's not good. That's a horrible thing.
I've seen similar ones where the girls like, oh, I'm used to dealing with these type of men, or this type of guy, this kind of guy, blah, blah. And the shit in the clip was funny as fuck. The guy's like, he's like, you're describing all these things. It's like, where is he at? It's like, where is he at? There's this man you are describing that essentially wants you so much that you attract, whatever. It's like, where is he? And where is he? And why don't you have him? And I'm like, are you gonna answer that? No, yeah, you're not gonna answer that. So I go like, now he asked a question. I'm like, that is a good question. Go on, do tell, right? Well, yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I have these conversations with my children because they see it on social media. They see it out in the real world as well. Basically, the boss girl thing, right? And listen, men are fucking assholes and dogs too. They could just be trying to slay as many women as they want, 100%. I get the concept. But what interests me is like all this Bonnie Blue. She's very famous, OnlyFans, all the porn stuff. 1,000 dudes at a time. Like she's racking up all these bodies. Yeah. And she's super confident. I'm sure she's making a shitload of money, all this stuff, but she'll do these interviews sometimes and dudes will be like, what man's going to want to marry you? She'll say like she wants to get married and have kids. He's like, what man in their right mind is ever going to want to marry you?
No.
And she'll cry. So it's like some of that is true because obviously it's hitting you. Yeah. You've had 30,000 men want to have sex with you, but not a single one wants to marry you and have children with you and raise a family with you.
That's what I mean.
Are you sure this is what you want to do?
Like, so nobody wants to keep you, but you're really.
So at the end of the day, traditional settings are still important, bro.
100%.
Traditional norms, I guess, or traditional baselines. I don't know the phrase I'm trying to look for here. We're getting wildly off topic.
Yeah, I know.
We're in danger zone, bro. This one might get fucking dropped.
We're in the riptide. Come back.
Oh, bro. Yeah, swing back. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Anyway, how are you being perceived? I don't think the things that you described are anything that's a negative. I will say, to tie in all the conversations during this episode, your time is maximized, I'd say, efficiently for your lifestyle. I think it will take somebody unique to understand that concept. Because in a relationship, it's just, we're in a relationship now. All these other things you used to do, which attracted me to you, you should put those aside because now you're with me. It's like,
not gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
And I've said that before. Like, I was like, listen.
Yeah.
The reason why you like me, I'm gonna continue to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't like me.
Yeah.
Why would I stop doing it?
Yeah. Oh, I love your drive. I love that you how dedicated you are, your professionalism. I love, your game plan. Again, to your point, no one ever gave you nothing. You bought your own house, got your own car, all this stuff. You still work out for hours upon the day. No disrespect on that, but it takes a lot of your time, right?
Of course.
So if you want to be a part of this is what I got. This is where I'm at.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Fair point. Let's end it giving up. And we'll end it on that. What do you mean by giving up?
So, as I guess that's a 39-year-old man, right? And looking around, you look around and, I think we look around sometimes at our peers, right? And that, obviously, not in the sense of, excuse me, not in the sense of being envious or anything like that. What's the term? Comparison is a thief of all joy, right? Yep. So not necessarily comparing, but, you look around to see, what's happening around you. You're aware. And, at my age, I don't think I'm old by any stretch of the imagination, but I look around and I see, some of my peers, and I'm like, I feel like they've kind of let it go. Like, you kind of just like that, like they've let themselves go, they've let it go, like they've relinquished something in them, whatever, that kind of got them to these points. And I'm looking, I'm like, I don't have that quit in me. I don't have the ability to like relinquish whatever. So I know you gave me shit before. It's like, hey man, like, why are you, nothing heavy to do. I was like, because I can't let it go. I cannot relinquish that.
Why do you have to bench press 500 pounds all the time? That's
like,
what you're referring to. I'm like, bro, you're gonna blow something out.
I'm like, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. But I can't relinquish that because I feel like once you start to let things, once you start to actively let it happen. Don't get me wrong, life happens. Shit gets in the way. I mean, I've had the last year dealing with my physique and my injuries and all that kind of shit. It's a tough fucking road. Body changes over time. Shit happens, right? That's normal stuff. people get married, they got kids, they got work, they got whatever, right? I was like, but to me personally, it's like, that's not an excuse to relinquish the drive or the want to take care of yourself or do whatever. And again, this is tied to the other thing. This could just be because I'm not married and don't have kids. So maybe it's not something that I can relate to. But I've also seen the opposite where it's like, yeah, I do know people who are married and have children that are not relinquishing anything. They're still getting after it. They're still doing, what they do. But I'm like, I don't think I have the ability to kind of just like relinquish and let it go. And then it's hard to explain what I mean. It's like once you can see it.
No, listen, Mark Efron, Three Tails, we interviewed him. Vic Martinez. I mean, we've interviewed a lot of highly successful, shaped people, men, phrase it that way, that have families. I'm interested in how there are. Let's just use Mark Efron and Vic Martinez for now. Vic basically worked out, retired from his career, attained all levels of specialty, SWAT, bad motherfucker. So physically fit, all that. Has 3 children, married, all these things, coached his son's hockey team. Like, he did all the things. And what I gleaned from him is what he sacrificed was his sleep, which may or may not have led to sacrificing his health. Again, I jokingly said that maybe if you slept more, you wouldn't have got cancer. I'm joking, obviously, but there's only 24 hours in the day, bro. But that's how, but he was able to do that and maintain, right? And even come back from cancer to be fit again. So you see what I'm saying? Like, so it can be done. I'm sure it was not easy. Mark, he talks about how he is truly, he structured his day and he holds to it. Even if it's his mentor, friend, whatever, he's like, that's personal shit. I'll talk to him after 4:00 and I'm going to take a 5:00 nap and I'm going to get ready. I got to go with my kid. Like, and my time with my kids and my wife, that's my time. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's just, it doesn't matter what penetrates the day. These are the hours of the day that I will deal with it. If something happens with the business during my time with my kids and my wife, I will be there at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And that's what I'm going to deal with. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how he deals with it. I highly respect that, bro. I'm trying to structure my day a little bit more. I don't know that I can do it quite the way he does. I'd love to do a 5:00 nap, bro. I'd really like to do a 3:00 nap, but it doesn't work that way.
I'd love to do a nap every hour on the hour. It'd be fucking great, but
I would love that for sure. I will one day attain that level. So it is feasible, but to your point, it's very difficult, right? And something I struggled with my kids, because I was gone so much that then when I was back, I wanted to give them all the time, but that meant other things. I wouldn't go to the gym. I would, I wanted to show them a good time. So we go out to eat or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, put all the other stuff that I typically do when I'm not with them on hold because I'm with them. See what I mean? Like, it was hard for me to structure those things in the way that people do. So it is feasible. And there's different seasons, bro.
Yeah.
There's different seasons, right? I mean, you just gotta, the hardest part is recognizing what's happening to you.
Bro, it's like it's
I just got my haircut, bro, and I was like, God damn, that's a lot of gray on the motherfucking floor.
Yeah,
that's for me.
Yeah, I got a couple blondes in here. Yeah, it's starting to pop up a little bit more.
Yeah, so we all do get older, bro.
Yeah, yeah, but and I get it. But life happens, and it's gonna, all the time's coming for all of us at some point. But in the interim, in the meantime, I don't think, and I think it's probably speaks more to. I view it as when I see it happening in other people, I'm like, yeah, bro, you're relinquishing something in yourself. I'm like, I don't want to be in that spot. Whenever's happening right there, I don't want that shit to happen. I mean, it's not a knock on them, but it's like you look at it like, I don't think I want that for myself. I don't want that slide for me.
Yeah. I think we'll end on that, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I love talking to you. I appreciate your time, brother.
100%.